WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. The damage from Saturday's EF3 tornado is adding up in Columbus. 250 structures are estimated to be damaged. Lowndes County Emergency Management says those are the new numbers coming in, but assessments are still being done. Those structures include homes and businesses that have been damaged or destroyed. 23 people were injured in Saturday's twister and one person killed, but the tornado was only one of the area's weather woes.
We started on Friday night doing water rescues. We are also doing water rescues this morning. Columbus Fire and Search and Rescue Team is out now monitoring the flooding.
Water should start to recede in a couple of days, but more rain is on the way. Tarps are available for free at the EMA office next to the courthouse. Mississippi is under a state of emergency, but there has been no federal disaster declaration. Now, storm victims are relying heavily on volunteer agencies like the Red Cross and Salvation Army. With the signs of the twister still visible, many are still trying to figure out what's next, what to do, and where to go. Our Jory Talley joins us live with more.
It's been a little over 48 hours since the tornado came through here, and the damage still remains strong. And you can see behind me, the houses are still reaping the damage and the aftermath of the tornado. Emergency management agencies are urging people with property damage to document.
Home after home, roofs blown off, doors blown in, pieces of what used to be a home now lay everywhere.
If you have a damaged home from the tornado or the flood, you need to make sure you take pictures or videos of all the damages and call your insurance company. Make sure your insurance company, if you don't have any insurance, if you just have renter, if you're a renter and you have renter insurance, you need to do the same thing.
Columbus residents are battling dual disasters, tornado damage in some areas, flooding in others. But the most important thing to remember in either case is document the damage. Taking pictures of homes, cars, items that were impacted by the storms will help you down the road.
Residents will be asked questions about their situation on a multiple facets, and sometimes it is this is more like a marathon type deal that you're going. I know you want quick results, but please take those pictures, document. If you have insurance, they're going to really need it.
With insurance companies, you know, they have contents and they have the structure. So you're wanting to receive funding for the structure and the contents. And if you got a house 10 years ago, I'm sure the furniture you had in your house is different now from what you have from 10 years ago. So if you have documented and pictures, then you can report that on your to your insurance company.
And if you're in a situation where you don't have insurance, there's still available help out there.
If you don't have rental insurance, then it's up to you to try to call some of the volunteer agencies to see if there's some funding available that they can assist you in helping you replace those contents that were lost.
We work that case for that individual and help them with a transition plan to help. We'll be working with a housing committee to help with transitional housing. That's going to be a big deal. Feeding committee to see what make sure that we get things out. We'll have working with churches.
Lawrence says if you have other needs or some special needs, to contact the EMA office. We're going to have that number posted on our website tonight. The office will be able to direct you to other volunteer organizations and to give you those numbers to help with that additional assistance. But for now, reporting live here in Columbus, in the heart of the damage, Jory Talley, WCBI News.
All right, thanks, Jory, for that live report. Now, public works crews have been working hard for the past 48 hours clearing streets. They have worked in teams to clear the debris, getting the city back up and running. Columbus Public Works Director Casey Bush says the majority of the roads are clear, but they are still working on clearing power lines and trees. Crews can only pick up debris on city property, but there are people ready to help.
Now, in a way, these other special agencies that's coming in that you can call and get numbers to, and they will send out volunteers to even help you and assist you in all of this, and that will get debris to the road where we can come in and move this debris for you.
Bush tells us the landfill will have extended hours as debris continues to be cleaned up. It will be open from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. The mayor's office, with the help from the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency, is setting up a one-stop disaster assistance center in the lower level of the Trotter Convention Center. It opens Wednesday. The dual-purpose center will take applications for assistance from residents affected by the storm. It will also serve as a check-in post for those volunteering with cleanup efforts.
We want to make it, as comfortable as we can for them, and we want it easier for them rather than them being scattered, going one place, a mile here, and got to go another place for assistance, a mile in another place. That's why we're calling it the one-stop disaster assistance center.
The center opens at 8 a.m. Wednesday. A website is also being set up for assistance and volunteers. It will be helpcolumbusms.org. The American Red Cross is already set up. You can register at the shelter at the Townsend Community Center on 15th Street South. Food, supplies, and resources are there. The shelter provides breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Counselors are also on site if anyone needs to talk or ask questions. The organization says it will be in town as long as needed and will serve meals through Sunday. More have electricity tonight in Columbus thanks to extra helping hands. As of this afternoon, about 750 customers are without power. Some of those people will not be able to receive power due to electrical damage on their homes. Columbus Light and Water has been working hard since the storm hit. Utilities from Starkville, West Point, Aberdeen, and others are also pitching in. Crews will continue working to restore electricity to those that can receive it. Time now to turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson. He joins us with a look at our current forecast. Keith?
Joy, right now in the city of Columbus, a nice sunset developing with these clouds in place, but no rain, 55 degrees. The wind is light. Not too bad out there. Temperature-wise, we've got widespread low and mid-50s across our region, a gradual descent into the 40s later on this evening. Notice the clouds. We have those, the showers down to our southwest, and those will continue moving east, not north. So it looks like we are going to remain dry. Eventually, the clouds will thin out later on tonight. But for this evening, some 50s, 40s, maybe some of us into the 30s later tonight. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Keith. Saturday's tornado isn't the only weather problem in the area. Several areas dealing with major flooding. Roads in Calhoun County have been underwater for almost a week. WCBI's Stephanie Poole joins crews there today that are now assessing the damage. She's live in the studio with an update. Stephanie?
Yes, road crews and emergency officials are beginning repairs to the affected areas. However, it may take some time until these roads are ready to be reopened.
As the floodwaters disappear in Calhoun County, signs of flood damage are beginning to appear. Emergency Management Agency Director Randy Skinner says many routes in this area are closed.
This morning, I've been estimating damages to the southern part of the county. I have found possibly 10 to 15 affected roads at this time. Assessments are still ongoing.
The county brought in another team to help survey the affected roads.
We've received 2 volunteer, they're disaster specialists from MEMA.
The specialists will work with Skinner to develop a strategy for repairing and rebuilding the flooded roads, structures, and buildings. The work could take months.
On some of the county roads, there's quite a bit of damage. We have some places where the road's completely eroded in two. They could not do any work until the water receded. But the areas that they could hit, they were actively working in those areas.
With the uncertain weather, this team will try to get as much done as it can until the roads are safe to open. As residents start looking for alternate routes, Skinner suggests sticking to the main highways as much as possible. Avoid low-lying county roads, which have taken most of the damage.
School buses will continue to use these alternate routes until further notice.
Monroe County is also beginning to assess flood damage. County Road Manager Sonny Clay says the weekend's steady rains overwhelmed the Tom Bigby River and numerous creeks. Clay estimates there could be as many as 20 roads with some sort of damage. However, floodwaters are still over some of those roadways.
The last several days we've just been trying to keep roads closed when the water was over them, keep people safe. As I say, today we did start trying to do some preliminary assessments. Our emergency management director has done a real good job. She actually went to Columbus the last 2 days to help them, but she come back running today, trying to see how much damage we got.
Clay says an accurate assessment of the damage is crucial for FEMA and MEMA assistance. A Lowndes County man will face trial on first-degree murder charges. We have more on that when we come back. Welcome back. A Columbus man is indicted on a first-degree murder charge. Joshua Murray will now go to trial for the murder charge and conspiracy. He's accused of killing 24-year-old Gerald Ward. Once Murray was arrested, Lowndes County investigators say he started making an escape plan with his girlfriend, and that's why he has a conspiracy charge. Ward was reported missing in late July 2018. His body was found days later on Sand Road in Lowndes County. Murray was on parole when he was arrested and will not be eligible for bond. Lamar County law enforcement believe an escaped inmate may have left the area. Sheriff Hal Allred says 33-year-old Jimmy Randolph was taken to a doctor's office for treatment and overpowered a jailer. Another inmate was also injured in the melee. Randolph is a white male and is about 6 foot tall. He now has a shaved head and blue eyes. At first, deputies centered their search around Ridgeland Manor Apartments in North Vernon. Investigators believe someone picked up the escapee, possibly near Sullivan. Randolph was in jail on failure to appear sentence. He was 10 days away from being released. Other charges are now possible. Area schools were on a soft lockdown as a precaution. 3 Lee County school buses collide in a chain reaction crash. The accident happened this afternoon on Highway 145 between Saltillo and Guntown. Lee County School Superintendent Jimmy Weeks tells WCBI that one of the buses had to suddenly brake for a car. This caused 2 other buses to hit each other from behind. No injuries were immediately reported. Weeks believes it was a low-speed crash. The incident remains under investigation.
Now check this out, a comparison from January at the Riverwalk in Columbus. This is how it's supposed to look. Now this is how it looked earlier today. One of the all-time highest crests going on in the Columbus area right now, but things will be improving here quickly. More on the river flooding, more on your forecast next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
Downtown Louisville, Mississippi, some clouds coming on in. Not too bad of a day. We squeezed in some sunshine. Temperatures back up to around 60 degrees. So overall, okay. At Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon, you can see some patches of clearing. Also some clouds out there, but no issues here. Let's talk about the river flooding. The Tenn-Tom Waterway right here, the Tom-Bigby watershed, all of that water has to go somewhere, and it's going into the main channel, and we have had a lot of flooding here. Let's start in Amory. Below flood stage by Thursday, we've dropped about 5 feet in about 24 hours, so we are on the right track there. In Columbus, we crested early this morning, about 4 a.m. We've been bobbing around there, but it looks like we'll have a quick descent, maybe below flood stage as early as Wednesday morning or maybe Wednesday afternoon. So just a few more days here before we can get that big surge of water out of here. But the Luxapalila is holding steady. That too will be getting below flood stage Wednesday. Downstream of Columbus, though, water is still rising a little bit at the Bevel-Locken Dam right here. So it's going to take some extra time, maybe by the end of this week, Friday, to get things back below flood stage. So that's the current situation with regards to the flooding. Now, as far as new rainfall, we have no new rainfall expected around here in the near term. We actually do have some showers and storms down to our south. Those will be staying to our south tonight. Check out Futurecast here. The clouds will thin out a little bit. We should wake up to a fair amount of sunshine tomorrow morning, but don't be fooled. We'll have more clouds come on in during the day, and there may be a few scattered, very light showers during the day. No problems foreseen with those. So here's your Thursday planner. Around 40 at 7 a.m. Lots of sun. Clouds fill back in. Highs should be a little bit warmer than what they were today. We are looking at temperatures in the middle 60s here. So that's the way it's going to play out here for our Thursday. Low to mid 60s perhaps. Most spots, though, in the middle 60s. Winds from the southeast about 4 to 8. Just a 20% chance for a shower or two on our Tuesday. As we advance into Wednesday, I can't rule out an additional shower around here, but you don't see a lot there. Maybe a better chance Thursday. We're going to have a couple of disturbances come on in with this westerly flow. So we're just going to go with these low-end type rain chances. Some days will feature better opportunities like Thursday and Sunday. Milder temperatures through Friday, mainly 60s, 50s Saturday, only 40s though by Sunday. That's your forecast. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
When the tornado hit the city of Columbus, Mississippi State was in the middle of a big game to South Carolina. It was almost halftime and the Bulldogs were down by 7. They rallied in the second half and went on to get the win. And they've already got a game coming up tomorrow. But today, head coach Ben Howland shared words with the friendly city.
Sad to hear about the young lady that passed away in Columbus on Saturday. It was really very, very tough. And feel for her and her family and all her friends out there. And very sorry, and I hope that everybody over in Columbus is, recovering and everybody's pulling together. But we're all praying for them.
Over the weekend, Mississippi State kicker Jace Chrisman was arrested. He was charged with driving under the influence and also failing to dim headlights. Since then, he has bonded out, and MSU releasing a statement that they are aware of the situation and continuing to gather information. This past season, Chrisman made 12 of 16 field goals, his longest against Louisiana Tech for 47 yards. A month ago, our Scott Martin did a story on Mason Murphy, the 1-year-old with MDS, and the son of MSU safety Marcus Murphy. If you remember, Mason needs a bone marrow donor match, and Mississippi State Athletics is working to find him one.
You could be someone's only genetic match. It's a sign that greeted Bulldog fans entering into the Humphrey Coliseum for some weekend basketball.
Be the Match is the National Bone Marrow Registry, so we exist to help patients that have a blood cancer or immune disorder, and we connect those patients with donors who are willing to donate their life-saving blood stem cells.
One of those patients being Mason Murphy, a member of the Mississippi State family. The Bulldogs have teamed up with Be the Match to raise awareness and hopefully find Mason and others a donor.
Coach Moorhead rallied up an entire troop of folks to just have more awareness with Be the Match. And I know a lot of folks actually entered the registry then last year, and so we want to do a follow-up now and actually have Be the Match on site to hopefully rally some support and get some more entries into the registration.
Registering to be a donor is also easier than it seems, even if it's not done in person.
All it takes is a simple text message. You can text right here to State Saves at 614-74 to join, and it's a 5-minute process that could potentially save someone's life.
The cancer like this, where all you need is someone to donate bone marrow and they're cured, it's amazing. And we just need to find someone to donate, and they're out there somewhere.
Bulldogs are a family, and so that's one thing that does not surprise any of us is the reaction that our family has shown, the Marcus and his son Mason and Alicia the mom. So it's been pretty cool to see Bulldog Nation really rally around them.
There are patients all over the country just like him, and so that's why we just encourage everyone to join. You just never know, what you may have in you that is going to help someone else.
Now, in order to sign up, you must be at least 18 years old. Once registered, you will receive a cotton swab kit to send back with your DNA. And if selected as a match for someone, all expenses are covered. You can learn more at bethematch.org and on MSU Athletics website. That's it for sports. Your last look is coming up next. Stick with us.
Now, we do have some rain in the forecast here, Joey, for the next few days, but not like what we just had. So
thank goodness.
That's good. I think the rain that will occur around here, the ground should be able to accept it, the rivers too, unlike what we just had. But mild through Friday, as we get into the weekend, a trend to the cooler side.
Yeah, but some of those temperatures will allow us to dry out a little bit too. And
exactly, and we need that.
Indeed. All right, thanks, Keith. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Have a good night.